Classic Game Room is brought to you by Magnum Skywolf. CGR is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Welcome to Classic Game Room for the review of the Star Wars Millennium Falcon from Hot Wheels, which gives me a great chance to test out the new Intergalactic Space Arcade version 3.0. Let's get started. We all know this song. Come on. And we all know this spaceship. It's the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, except much, much smaller than the real thing. Not that the real thing is real, but if it were real, it's quite a large spaceship and a very awesome one that you can now own with a flight navigator. Not to be confused with Flight of the Navigator. That's a very different movie. Is there a Hot Wheels spaceship based on that thing? They do great work. I've been really impressed with the Hot Wheels stuff over the past couple years. And this is a spectacular little Millennium Falcon. Just admire the details. This really isn't that big. It's not really all that much larger than one of the standard Hot Wheels vehicles, and while it's not one of the fancy expensive model kits or anything, you can tell it's a reasonably cheap Hot Wheels. That doesn't mean it's poorly made. Actually, I'd say this thing has a pretty good build quality for what it is. And it's jam-packed with details and definitely looks like the Millennium Falcon. So this would make a nice toy for your kids or a good collectible for the office to show people that you're serious about Star Wars more than they are. My favorite part of the new Star Wars movie was the reveal with the Millennium Falcon and when they flew it through the ship graveyard or whatever. I just love that scene. So being able to recreate that with arcade games is obviously a dream come true for me, right? Millennium Falcon versus Giant Pac-Man, who wins? We all do. The Flight Navigator is, I think, pretty useless, especially for adult fingers, but it does make a nice stand and it just pops on and off easily. The Millennium Falcon from Hot Wheels, I'm impressed. And I've got a Classic Game Room May the Force be with you shout out and thank you going to Tim from Louisville, Illinois. Thank you for sending this and a whole bunch of other cool Star Wars and Star Trek stuff to the show. The Hot Wheels Millennium Falcon is totally Lando. And Lando, he's also Lando, it's his name. If you're going to buy the game anyway, buy it through ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Now prepare for the Lord Carnage Club, where I celebrate these backers on Patreon by shouting their name in a volcano! Derek Langley. Beer is the trick. Stephen Chucknick. From New Jersey. Michael Fernandez. People not named Michael Fernandez aren't Michael Fernandez. Al Stiver. Jason from British Columbia. Philipp Straubenmueller from Vienna, Austria. Cue the thunder. Jeff, CapDauntless, Breyer. Cue the lava. I don't know what lava sounds like. It sounds like this. Jack Stavris from Australia. Ohad Master of Thunder. Chip Senkbeil, fighter of space bees! Woo! Ric de Barros gets the extra disco. Michael and Arianna Nelson, fighters of the future! That's enough disco, because now it's time to shout, Busy Signal! That's right, and keep the volume loud and the party rocking for Sean Zoltek. Really? No. Sean Zoltek! Sergio Matthias Hergert! Tubular. Will.